Today we're going to talk about this ultra FICO score and how it is not going to be optional. How if it works the way that they want it to work, it's going to be far-ranging. It's going to have a significant impact on many people. Is the FICO score optional? No, it ain't. How did it get there? The same way that this score is going to get there, if it pans out the way that they want. Be alert, be on guard, get your cash up. What's going on? This is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. Be sure to get your free books to teach you how to hustle. I won't send you a bill. Be sure to get on the text notification list so I can communicate with you, because YouTube will not do it, even if you tickle the bell. If this is your first time here, this is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather. And what we do here is talk about things dealing with money. First of all, the first mandate is make money. Everybody needs a side hustle that makes 4 figures per month in addition to your job. So that's what we do. We talk about money and all things that are part of making money. So let's get into this wonderful bean footage. It's going to be a hot one. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments from people who feel that they know better than I, but my track record against yours? Oh yeah, my track record makes me money. Do your opinions make you money? If that sounded conceited, it was meant to be. Let's talk about this ultra FICO thingy that many people have been saying, hey Glendon, it's optional, it's optional. And I keep trying to tell people some stuff, but let me explain it to you like this. How many of you have had a pre-approval from a bank that you had a credit card with? Many of you have experienced this, right? When you sign up for that credit card and when you sign up for that checking account, you sign over many rights to the financial institution that grants you that checking account and that grants you that credit card, right? It's all in the mice type that no one reads. One of my clients' business partner got a pre-approved business loan because he routinely had 1.5 million in his bank account every month. See, what you limited intellectual people are chiming in your effort to like,
you got it wrong, it's purely optional.
You just won't know about it. They've been doing this for years. The reason that you've not been hurt is because they didn't put it on the record. Now it's going to be on the record. Here's the thing that you don't seem to understand, nor you want to wrap your heads around. The FICO scoring model is relatively new. There are people who were born 30 and 40 years before they started using the FICO scoring model who are still alive. Mortgages as we know them are new. There are people who were born in the late 1800s, 1900s, early 1900s, who are still alive, who've seen all of these changes. See, this is what you don't seem to understand. That if this thing is as successful as they want it to be, you will be forced into it. And this is how they're going to force you into it.
Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, you want this credit card? You want this car loan? You want this mortgage? Well, we need to look at your checking account. They're already doing this for people, well, because no doubt loans are bad, but for people with traditional mortgages, they want to see your tax returns.
Sign here on the dotted line, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer. Oh, you don't want to show us your tax return? I'm trying to give you the game from the C-suite. I'm not trying to give you the game from the basement. Elevate your thinking. Look forward. What they're trying to do is create an economic environment where it's going to get harder and harder for you to repair your credit if it ever goes bad. Even if it's good, if you overextend, you will be punished even more harshly. The 5 checking account method that I've been pushing for years. The 5 checking account method that I've been pushing for years. The start your own business, start your own hustle, get a 4-figure hustle, the first mandate. All this stuff will prepare you and protect you from what's about to happen. In the new world, you're going to have some money. You don't have to be a baller. You don't have to be rich, but you're going to have some money. It's going to be very hard for people to start from scratch unless they're very young, because the older you are, any blemish or mistake or issue that you make, it's going to be much harsher. Because I've been reading the comments and stuff about this, and it came to me, and I was like, these people don't understand. They've been doing this for years. Many people don't have excess and surplus or the ability to leave money in the bank where it triggers these alerts. I've talked about this for years. So what they've done from an internal scoring model, because there's a FICO score and then there's their internal scoring model derived from data that they've gotten from millions of credit card holders. So they have their own algorithm. Wherever you fall in that scoring model, it's going to be yay or nay. And this is something that's coming because I want you to look at the landscape. This thing started, and I've got all these folks, hey, Glendon, it starts in January. No, this has been going on. You don't think they ran a beta test before they launched this? It's been going on.
You need to leave the channel if you can't accept the information, because if you just hear and go like, oh, you made a mistake.
You missing the lesson. You be boo-boo the fool. You gonna be someone outside the gates, because I was watching this video by Kevin Samuels, and the dude was putting out some great information. He was trying to help people, and you had folks calling in, playing games, playing jokes. See, Kevin, he's a gentleman. Me, I will cuss you out and I will embarrass you. I'm that kind of dude. We got to stop playing. We got to stop playing these games, because once again, you get your holding company. All right. And let's look at this in terms of years, not weeks, not months, but let's look at this in terms of years. And you start now and you're 21. By the time you're 25, you can have some amazing things set up for yourself. We have too many people waiting to the last minute. It's not even like a spark that they start paying attention to it. Literally, the second floor is on fire, and they're like, oh, our house on fire. I mean, I don't know how to prepare you folks for this, because what's going on with credit is a plan. It is a plan, because you don't understand, like Chase has tens of million people in his credit card portfolio. So a percentage point adjustment is millions of dollars. They don't have to jack you up to 30%. They could take you from 10% to 12%, and that's millions of dollars spread over millions of credit card accounts. I don't think you really understand the game. So from the top, because they have a lot of people who are too lazy to use the Google machine, and for my new folks, these are the 5 checking accounts. They're all at the same bank. I don't know what's that question even comes up for. Why would you have them in different banks? I don't even know. First of all, you're going to have your operating account. That's going to be your household account. That's what you're going to pay your rent, your mortgage, your credit cards, everything comes out there. You're going to put 95% of the money that you have coming in into that account. The other 5%, you're going to spread out evenly over the other 4 accounts, which will be a savings account, which will be an expense account, which will be an investment account, and which will be a merchant account. Now, if you've got money coming into the merchant account, then you will not leave any money in the merchant account. You will spread the money that comes from the merchant account through the operating account, the expense account, the investment account, and savings account. Essentially, you're running your personal life like a business. No one else has been talking about this. I went on O'Shea's, Duke Jackson's channel, and you're missing the point. This can set you up, your kids up, your wife up, your side chick up for future wealth if you learn how to manage your money when you don't have any. Grow up. Keep playing these games. And once again, I know I got a bunch of folks riding with me. I know I got a bunch of folks who are listening, taking the information and getting results. So I appreciate you folks. But for you silly people who feel that you and your $50,000 a year job and your 750 credit score and your mortgage and the fact that you don't even have $2,000 in your checking account is going to compete against my millions of dollars of experience, you are indeed boo-boo the fool. Yeah, I got great credit. You are living on your credit. You're not living on cash. This is why most of America is broke, because they're living in an extended financial frame that is predicated by credit. If you were living on cash, you wouldn't have that car. If you were living on cash, you wouldn't have that house. If you were living on cash, you wouldn't have that purse or those Jimmy Choos. You're living on credit. And it's going to come time to pay that piper very soon. Because what you're going to have to do is scramble like you have never scrambled before to keep your payments current, to keep your credit good. So instead of you building a business, instead of you thinking about the future, you are like a little hamster on the treadmill. And the wheel's spinning faster and faster and faster. So I'll take my money in the bank. I'll take my I pay my credit card off in full every month. And for those of you who are in the art of hustling, I got a special credit blueprint that's going off in that right now. It's going to teach you how to mitigate the damage of this, because I had to think about it for a few days. And I was like, I've been in this position before with my business. So that's going to be in there. It's going to be a 3-part series. First part should be in there because I got this new laptop. It's crazy. You need to start hustling. You need to start building businesses, and you need to cut your lifestyle back. You need to stop spending money you do not have. You got to get real, because if you don't get real, this economy is going to get real with you. You know, I'm flexing. I'm stunned. But see, all this furniture that's in here, it's paid for. I bought it with a credit card. And as soon as that money came off my credit card, I had to wait, because Chase does not let you overpay. I want you to be like me. I want you to go out and get something and have the money in the bank to pay for it. Once again, you still need good credit. Good credit factors into many, many different things. And once again, I think that if you're in debt for business purposes, that's okay. But you still need to keep your personal credit clean. You need to keep it top notch. You need to keep it so sexy. Because once again, and I'm not speaking down to people, but many of you have just never been in a financial surplus situation where you can experience the bank saying, hey, we're going to offer you 100K. Hey, we're going to offer you 50K. All right, we're going to offer you 25K. You just haven't been there because you've been so financially pressed. But understand, for all you folks, it's voluntary. It's optional. Keep thinking like that. Holla at me in 2 years when your credit score drops, when you're like, because see, they're going to make it where, yeah, it'll be optional. You give us this information or you don't get the loan. That kind of sounds like a gun to your head, but hey, you know, if that's optional to you. All right, so once again, pay attention. Be alert, be vigilant, start hustling today. to the Ashy Elbows edition of Every Man's a Millionaire. Today, we're going to talk about how to fool the Ultra FICO and also how it impacts your credit and what we can do to build it up. And we're going to talk about the 5 checking accounts. I've explained this several times. So what I'm going to do is make this the video that I can reference people to. All right. First thing is, doesn't matter if it's a bank, doesn't matter if it's a credit union. Now, part of the reason it doesn't matter is you're going to be accumulating money. So fees are not going to matter. It does not matter if it's a bank. It doesn't matter if it's a credit union. Typically, it used to be if you had an established relationship with a credit union, they would do great things for you. I don't really think that's the case today. Anywho, 5 checking accounts. Same bank, all of the checking accounts are listed together. This is your personal checking accounts. These are not your business or checking accounts. So you're going to have, number one, an operating checking account, which is where most of the money, until you get your hustle, we'll talk about that later, goes. Then out of the operating account, you're going to have an expense account, a savings account, an investment account, and a merchant account. Everyone should have PayPal. Everyone should have Stripe. Everyone should have any of these accounts. And the reason that you have a separate merchant account, this happened to me. I got someone fraudulent charges where someone apparently got someone's credit card and they did a chargeback. That went through the account. Did not mess with anything else. But if you have all of your money being dumped in one account and you're writing all of your checks out of one account, sooner or later you're going to make a mistake, and that mistake is going to cost you money. So those are the 5 checking accounts. We're going to get into some other financial game a little later. If this is your first time here, this is Glendon Cameron, your hustling godfather with the Ashy Elbows. This is the Ashy Elbows edition. Do me a favor, go below and get your free books. Teach you how to hustle, a gift from me to you. Also, there's some specials below that you may want to be interested in as we talk about this. This is how to get into the art of holding companies. All right, so now you got your checking accounts. If you don't have a solid budget, you're fooling yourself. You should account for every penny that comes into your life. You should know where your money went. You should know where your money came from, because when you run a business, you have to do this. Money comes in, goes into the QuickBooks or whatever you're using, and the books must balance out. And typically, if you're like $5 off, no big deal. You 5 G's off, that's a very big deal. So once you get used to having a budget, running where things balance out, you're now in a position to make more money. Now, here's how you fool the Ultra FICO. Number one, close whatever checking accounts you have if you've had any negative issues, bounce checks, Visa debit card overdraft, anything. Close an account, go to another bank, and open up a brand new account. Now, once this Ultra FICO comes in line, and I'm going to also tell you how they know. There's some people who are under this erroneous decision or opinion that they're not going to know. I'm going to tell you a little story. I got sued. We were supposed to deliver like 20 pieces of furniture and we messed up one. Something happened. We got sued. Didn't even get served. They got a default judgment. And I get a letter from my bank saying, hey, we have a garnishment on your business checking account. And I was like, what? So I go to the bank, find out who it is. I talk to them. We go ahead and fulfill the order. They dismiss the lawsuit. The garnishment goes away. Now, while I was talking to this person who happened to be an attorney,
I was like, how did you find my business account? It's like there's a database of all business accounts and there's a database of all personal checking accounts. If you know how to access it, you can find anyone's checking account. This was 94. So this whole notion that they can't find your checking account unless you give it to them. And also, when you sign up for that checking account, I guarantee you, in the language of that checking account, the bank can do what they want. When you sign up for a credit card, you give them the rights to check your credit report anytime they want to. Usually do it as a soft pull, which is not a hard inquiry, so you don't get additional point reduction because of that. But you sign up for this. And there are many people who are, for some reason, like, this is misinformation, man. You know, you're trying to scare folks. Yeah. We are in the precipice of a recession. For people who have money, who are making money, who have good credit, who are in a good standing, this is going to be your time to come up. But if you're just sitting there lukewarm, Larry, barely making it, Mark, you're going to go to the other side, and the other side's not going to be good. So this is how they know. You don't have to give them information. If they have your social security number, they can find out virtually anything they want about you financially without your permission. Now, if someone goes into your credit report, but you don't even know, and then you have to write them and say, look, you didn't have permission to look at my credit report, and you got to go through this whole thing, and you actually have to sue these people. They're like, man, it's just an inquiry. It's 2 or 3 points. You actually have to push the issue. Also, thanks to our ignorant president, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is something that was enabled under Barack Obama, has been defanged. It's been defunded. Because let's say, theoretically, you have a case against your bank doing something your bank's chasing. Who are you going to report to? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, who can't do nothing. I'm a fundamental proponent of the only rights that you have are the rights that you can enforce. If you can enforce these rights, they're not really rights. It's just lip service. So all this notion of how they're going to find out, if you got from my dudes on child support who didn't show up for their meeting, for their first hearing, and all of a sudden you go to work, your check missing money. You go to the bank, your account missing money. How did they find out? They had your social security number. It ain't that hard. So instead of running from this thing, embrace it and prepare. Because by opening up a new checking account and closing everything in good standing, whatever fees, whatever you have associated, pay them, because that's going to be a bad mark against you. So make sure all your fees are paid, the account is closed in good standing, and you want to get a letter from the bank that your account was closed in good standing, because people get sloppy, someone hits the wrong key, then you got this mark, then you could just like, hey, here's this letter. And if they don't want to take it off, you can sue somebody. The Darth Vader voice, get over the voice. I decided to use this computer. Listen to the information. You're getting sidetracked. All right. Now, one of the things that you should do with your new checking account and your new budget and your new hustle is go back and start working out whatever kind of deals you can with recent creditors. Recent creditors, let's say you got bad credit. Recent creditors would be 2 to 4 years. 5, 6, 7 years, it really ain't hurting you point-wise unless it's like a tax lien, which I think stay on your credit report 10 years. Those are deadly, because that means any asset that you get, the government can seize, so nobody wants to loan you any money. So that's one of the things you need to do. Now, something else that you need to do, and I know there's some people here on YouTube who are saying secured cards represent a bad mark. I vigorously disagree with that. There are certain secured credit cards that convert if you treat them right. So if you have bad credit, you need to get yourself a minimum of 3 to 5 new credit lines. And if your credit's really, really messed up, the only thing you're gonna be able to do is get a secured card or knock off through ROGs to get yourself to a position, because there are many banks, they won't even give you a secured credit card unless you have virtually no credit or like a 620 or something. So for many of those folks who fall below those guidelines, you're just messed up. Now, the hustle part is the juice. I recently did a live stream on Facebook like just an hour ago because someone was talking about, scared money about Bitcoin. And I just went ahead and flexed. It's like, I'm already rich. I don't need Bitcoin money. I don't need to. Why am I going to go from over here where I'm making money to do something that doesn't make me money every month, that may make me money in the future? That makes no sense to me. And a lot of the people who are Bitcoin pundits are not business people. This is why I did the video. I'm a business owner, not an investor. Once I stay focused on building businesses, getting new businesses, doing what I need to do for my business, then I continue to make money. Once I get sidetracked, and I had a very good business in the storage auction business. I had the idea that I wanted to open up a new furniture site. The new furniture site took money, time, and additional resources that I could have been putting back into my other business that was making money. The business did okay, but it did nothing like the storage auction business. I had to spend a lot of money to make a little bit of money. And to me, Bitcoin is worse than that because you have to spend a lot of money to hope to make money someday. Unless you're trading, which is very risky. And if you can enter and exit your position on time, and with less miners mining, I think transaction times will be going up. I don't know. I haven't checked. But this is what you have to do to get ready, because real estate across the country is going down in price. GM is laying off. 1,000+ stores closed this year, and I guarantee you we're going to have 1,000 or maybe 2,000 or even 3,000 stores closed next year. And every person that loses a job, just factor that times 5, because when this business closed down, all these auxiliary businesses that supported that business, they slow down, they lay off people as well. Which means that if you are a hustler and you got your shit together, you're going to have money when very few people will have money. And when is the best time to have money? When there's blood in the streets. Less competition. Everything's on sale. People going to be on sale. Employees, businesses going to be on sale. Buildings, supplies are going to be. Everything's going to be on sale. But if you are broke Dick Danny or penniless Priscilla or no credit Carl, you can't participate. So it happened. So what? You can't benefit from this. But if you open up the 5 checking accounts, you go ahead and get yourself a budget, you stick to your budget, then you bring in additional income, then all of a sudden you can start coming up. This is the thing. There are a lot of people out here who are saying stuff and they've never owned a business. I've been through 2 recessions as a business owner and I'm still here. That should tell you something. There's a lot of folks who haven't been through their first one on here talking that Bitcoin yin yang because they've never had to run a business. They never had to be accountable and they've never had to have a payroll. They don't know what that looks like, but they feel that they're the captains of the universe, or they feel that they are big business when they're not even little business. They're like no business. All right. So go below, check out the deals. They don't expire until 11:59 p.m. tonight. And get your checking accounts together, get your hustle together, and begin. And have a great weekend, because I'm going to be about making some money. I'm going to be about changing the paradigm. And there you go.
All right, all right. Hey, what's going on? It's Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu, where your real financial education begins. You'll probably see people walking back and forth. But today, we're going to talk about the three steps where your real financial education. There we go. The 3 steps that you need to fix your credit that no one talks about. Nobody. So we're just going to jump right off into this. The first thing you need to do is to set up a budget. Yes, the B word, a budget. Now, why is a budget important? Why is this relative? Well, let's look at how you perhaps may have gotten into trouble. You got money, you got paid, you used your credit card. You didn't track anything. You had no clue to what was going down. Then you get in over your head. You got a job, you got an income, but the bills are too much and you just kind of ignore them. You don't open them up. They just sit in the corner, stacking up. And then next thing you know, you've got very bad credit. You got income. So what's the problem? Lack of a budget. This happens to many, many people, especially young folks. Now, there are some of you out there who had a tragic illness, you had prolonged unemployment and things like that. That causes these same issues, but most of the time it is the lack of a budget. Now, the second thing that you need to establish to rebuild your credit, you need an emergency fund. You need 1,000 to 2,000, perhaps $5,000, but you got to parse up your money. But let's just say you need $2,500 to set up to make sure that your credit is straight. I mean, yeah, your credit, your life. Let's put $3,000 away for car repairs, plane tickets. You know, your grandmother dies, you got to fly out of town last moment. And, you know, that's going to be, all right, that should be better. That'll be about $300-400 a month, right? Or maybe $300-500 to get that straight. But most folks do not have 1,000 saved or 2,000 saved or 3,000 saved. Now, why do you need this emergency budget? It's to prevent you from disturbing your credit rebuilding process. There are a lot of people who think their credit cards are their emergency budget. And if you have high enough credit limits, it can be. If you've got 50, 100 grand in credit and you don't have any balances and then something happens, yeah, you can easily pull down 10 grand and not impact your score whatsoever. That works, but you got to have super credit to get that type of play. Now, the third thing, and in my opinion, the most important thing, is you got to increase your income. One of the biggest problems that goes to point one, you got a job, but you overspend, you don't have a budget. You need to raise your income $500 to $3,000 a month. I feel with great confidence that most of you can improve your income at least $500 a month. And I think most of you, especially those of you who live in major cities, you should be at $1,500 to $3,000 per month extra on top of your job income hustling. You should be. Now, this is real important because let's say you fix your credit and you don't have a budget. Old habits die hard. Let's say you fix your credit, you don't have an emergency fund. So you got your brand new credit card, right? It's got $5,000 limit, then you lose your job or calamity happens. So what you gonna do? You're gonna use that credit card. Next thing you know, you're back to bad credit again. So you see, that's why I think step number 3 is the most important, because let's go ahead and say you have a job, you're making money, then you lose that job, but you got a side income. And there's a story here of Morris, and if he's listening, he may chime in, who bought my storage auction book years and years ago, and he started hustling on the side. And about 2 years into the process, he's like, man, I got laid off, but I'm not worried because I just got more time to hustle. He actually made more money, but once again, and this is very, very important for you to start your side hustle now. He had 2 years to put it together. 2 years of hustling, 2 years of selling on the weekends, 2 years of buying units. So when the big job disappeared, he was set. He's like, I got money in the bank. I got money. I was like, he said, I had started to make close to what I made on my full-time job just working weekends. He said, I was like maybe $300, $400 off. Do you understand the power of starting a side hustle? Do you understand the power of creating additional income? This is what you got to do. Because if you do not follow these 3 steps, more than likely what happened to you the first time is going to happen to you the second time. And let's look at the cycle. You get bad credit once, you could be impacted 3 to 7 years. Let's say you're 30 years old and this goes down. Now you have a situation where you're 37 by the time you get it cleaned up. Then it happens again. Meaning you're in your 40s. It happens again, you're in your 50s. Do you understand how devastating that could be? So take heart and take these directions. Do step number 3 as hard as you can. Keep your job. Do not quit your job until your job quits you. Or I had a situation where I got laid off, but I got unemployment. And unemployment back then was like $1,300. And I was doing some hustling on the side. Well, hustling became the main thing. But there are some of you out there who are aching and itching to quit your job, right? That if you hang in there a few more months, they may get rid of you anywhere and you get unemployment, and then you can hustle and then you can make more money. So once again, do not just quit your job because it's suffocating me. It's choking the life out of me, man. It's draining my soul. Okay, you quit. How are you going to eat? And you got a lot of people who do that dumb stuff, quit their job before they're ready and end up in a bad, bad way. All right, I'm going to get into some questions. I think it should be like 7-ish over there. I'll find out in a minute. And before I get into the questions, I'm going to put this up. I'm also testing my broadcasting skills during the traveling. And I'm going to answer a few questions about this offer. Because if you need help, I'm selling the super credit bundle and I will give you that directly, as the old folks say. Let's see. Let me find it. All right, here we go. No. We don't want that. Also testing the internet here. It seems to be remarkably fast. Aha, there we go. All right, so now we have the super credit bundle. Now let me tell you what this will do for you. And it's super, super economical. It ain't gonna hurt your pockets that much. Matter of fact, you're gonna benefit 20, 30, 40, 50 times more than you paid. So I'm just gonna get to the meat of the matter. You got the unlimited credit, enhance your credit score fast. This is for people with good to great credit. Teaches you how to double or triple your credit limits and get to that super credit status. Build and repair and enhance your credit course. That's for you folks who have tore up credit and you're trying to get from ashy to classy. And disruptive money personal. When I get back, I'm going to do a how to buy Bitcoin course. Now, once again, let me be really, really clear on Bitcoin. I've got well over 100 grand of Bitcoin because I bought it at 10 bucks 8-9 years ago. I'm not a genius. This course will not provide you any wow factors. It will be about how you can dollar cost average, which is putting in the same money each and every month. And it's usually going to be a low number because it needs to be a number that you can consistently do to realize gains over the long haul. And disruptive money personal is about budgets. It's about how you, well, let's just open it up. So let's go into the inside of this, because this is where the side hustle stuff, this is where I think the most important part of the 3 steps, increasing your income. Money may not solve all problems, but it's just as bad and as important as oxygen. For real. So let's see, let's go. Because I know I should have changed the picture. Hold on. Ah, there it is. So we're going to get into here. All right. So I got making money A to Z with self-storage and auctions, how to make 1,000 to 2,000 at your next garage sale, pimping Craigslist for fun and profit. And I'll do that in a minute. Journey to storage auction success, pimping Craigslist audiobook, all of this side hustle stuff. Plus, I'm going to probably throw one more in there. And disruptive money, manage your money or your money will manage you. That's for real. The 5 accounts while you need them. This is going to be about the budgeting, disrupting money, precious metals. That's where I'm going to kind of bring Bitcoin in there, because I do believe you need some precious metals in your portfolio. About 10%, maybe Bitcoin, 10% gold and silver, maybe 10% Bitcoin. Like I said, don't get carried away with Bitcoin. And yeah, this is where all that stuff will be. So let me come out here and let me check. Yeah, I'm about to say, I thought it was that camera. Let's see how this camera looks. Whoa. Yeah, we're not doing that. All right, I'm about to get into the questions. Plus, I'm going to answer some more questions. Let me get back to the proper cam. That's funny. That light wasn't on. All right. So let's get into the questions. Let's see what we got going on. Good morning, Monica. Abraham, which is better to build credit? 5K secured card over a 25K secured credit business card. Business card is going to build your business credit. The 5K secured card on the personal side is going to build your personal credit. I suggest you put your money into building your personal credit, because that's going to be a big factor towards your business credit. The Wild Jones report. What's up? Baruch Winters, the crack of dawn. Man, it's 12 o'clock here. What you talking about? Good morning, Henry. What's up, Palisade Properties? What's up, John Doe? What's up, CZ? What's up, Honey Bunny? Morning, Monica. John Doe. I'm in the hotel, man. This is where the meeting rooms are. So apparently there's a bunch of stuff going down there. That's hilarious, man. I don't think they're going to be any trouble. What's up, Lamode? What's up, Tasha? What's up, Shalise? Jimmy Choo, if you buy a house in your business name, can you live in it? Well, technically, no. Because if you live in it, then you're going to have to use your house on a percentage basis. But there's ways around that. Oh, thanks, Honey Bunny. What's up, Kareem Yee? What's up, Shalise? What's up, Bonzi? The dude bakes. What's up? I'm gonna call you Baruch. Hey, you the one that your mother gave this interesting name to. All right, so let's get back into the steps, because one of the things you gotta do, and I want you guys to hear me, and so many people are trying to do this based upon what's a good word? Vanity. They're trying to do it based on vanity. And you can do it on vanity, but you're going to be moving way slow. You're going to be moving very, very, very slow. So if you could speed up the process, and by increasing your income, you can speed up the process probably 6 times, maybe 10 times as fast. Probably. All right. to, let me get back here. So that's just the realness of it. Because so many people are like, if you don't increase your income, right? Remember what I said about you can have those subprime credit limits. That's going to be really based upon your credit. That's going to be, you know, one of the big determining factors on your credit limits. So you need to inherently raise your income to do more. And for those of you who want help and need help, the super credit bundle is under the video. You just got to click show more and you'll go down a little further. And I'll put it in the first comment once this is done. It's 99 bucks. And for those of you who want the child support help, that is $199. So I separated. It's 2 bundles. There's 3 courses in one bundle and there's 6 courses in the second bundle, just testing some stuff out. But so I'm going to keep the super credit bundle for $99.99. So all you people who are like freaking out, like, oh God, Glenn is going to raise the course again. He's going to no, I'm going to leave it at $99, even though my little itchy trigger finger is like, raise it, raise it. I'm going to leave it at $99. So, and if I do any more experimentation, I'll do it like I did with the child support course. I put it in a separate bundle and see what happens. So that is how you get the additional help. Plus, I'm telling you, the Bitcoin stuff is probably going to be wild. Matter of fact, let me see, because this just came in. Rose Marlin. They said no. Well, at least they responded. I give them that. Because I was reaching out to a bunch of people last night, and it's like, it's kind of funny. We will see how these go, because I'm more on top of my game now. All right, so I'm gonna pop out of here, and I want to ask him again because I'm coming back. So let's see if there's any more questions. Let me kind of clean this up. Let's see what's going down. All right, so that's Jimmy Choo. Justin Banks. I have a poor personal credit and I have an LLC, but the LLC is not established. What would you do to get startup funds? I would buy my course and hustle. I would keep my job and hustle on the side to increase my income. Because more than likely you got what I call a naked LLC. There's nothing in the articles of organization that really amount to anything. It's just a shell. Greg, is your 2 to 3 secured card method still valid if you already have 5 unsecured cards in the mix? Well, Greg Houston, I need some more information, whether you're 5 unsecured credit cards and what are the limits. Howard Gilbert, good morning. My credit is good, trying to get it better. I have a business account, but how can I get my personal credit higher? You can buy the unlimited, the super credit pack. That's designed for you. John Doe, I know everyone is investing in Bitcoin and other coins, but what do you feel about investing in traditional currencies and selling them at a markup? Investing is investing. You should invest in what you know and what you understand. Now, I don't trade the dollar because I don't understand the collar, but I know a lot about Bitcoin. I just don't get caught up in the hype. So this is what you should do. You should educate yourself about whatever you're investing in. So you want to invest in currencies, you should read every book. You should go to forums. You should talk to these people. You should become very well versed in currency trading. What's up, Bruce? Thanks. Justin Banks. I also have some paperwork that I would like to talk to you about, but I don't want to disclose it. All right. Let's just have this conversation, Justin Banks. My rate is $2,000 an hour. up to $4,000 to talk one-on-one about your situation. I don't think you have that kind of bread. I don't think you need that kind of advice. So what you need to do is take the course to get that going on, or because the thing is, I have people coming at me from, and it's a good problem to have. I'm not really complaining. I'm addressing it by doing these live public streams to answer some questions. I'm not going to get into a 5 or 6 parter where you send me some paperwork and I look at, because at that point we've entered into the realm of consulting. And if you want me to consult, the consulting fees apply. So that's how that works. But I'll answer any credit question or anything. But when we start getting about LLCs, the price goes dramatically up. Abraham, do you know any credit cards that don't require private? What do you mean private information? You're going to have to give up your social. You're going to have to give up your income. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it will be Jimmy Choo because I plan on doing that. Captain Nobi, will secure loan help? A secure loan will help with your credit mix. I would recommend you get 2 secured credit cards and a secured credit loan. And a secured credit loan is an installment. So that there's it's like a car loan. It's just a certain number of payments and then it's done and go on, where credit cards are open-ended. So I would definitely do 2 minimum, preferably 3, or 2 secured credit cards and 1 secured loan, because that gives you 3 new trade lines on your credit report, and your score is going to go up depending on how bad your credit is. The worse off your credit, the greater impact you would have on your score. So if you've got like a 4 or a 5 and you go ahead and get 3 secured lines of credit, that can literally be 100 to a 200 point increase in a month. So if you're like teetering on like 6, that can actually move you into the 700 range, just like that. Sure. Thanks, Captain. Chuck Diesel, trying to get a credit increase, was denied with a 704 credit score, and cards are at the 7,500 limit. Let me tell you what you're running up into. You're on the verge of good credit, and good credit is 680. I know that's hard to believe, but 680 to around 720, and more than likely you're overextended, and that's why they denied your credit, because there's some issues with a 704. There's some issues on your credit report. Either you're overextended, you got a late somewhere or something, but there are some issues there. Nisi, I have an operating agreement with MLC. Do I need to file it with the state? Well, like, I'm talking about credit this morning. So for those of you who want to talk about LLCs, I would just recommend you to go to the course, or if I do a chat about an LLC, you should be subscribed and you should give me your number so you can get that information. What's up, Yolanda? Yeah, you got some issues, Captain. Good morning, Michael Dennis. DJ Slink, do you believe in good debt? I like getting a loan to start $1 million business, but open up a loan to start a business. All right, here's my thing on debt. I am not like Dave Ramsey. I don't believe debt is bad. I believe having a lot of personal debt on credit cards and stuff for cars or furniture and stuff, I think that's bad. Now, if you took the same loan, let's say you had $35,000 worth of debt, but it was taken out to start a business, I think that's good. Because if you start a business and you're halfway successful, your income's going to triple or it's going to at least double. So if you're making 50 and you start a business, you're going to go to 100. And if it triples, you're going to go to 150. And if you start balling out, it's going to go to 250, 300. So I think obtaining debt for a business and this is the wrinkle, you must know how to run the business. If you are going to go out and get a loan for 50 grand to start a business you know nothing about, I think that's silly and dangerous. But if you are, let's say you were in a panel business, these cubicle things, and you worked for a company 5 years, you knew the panel business up and upside, downside, sideways, backwards, forward, you knew all about that. Then you went out and got like $150,000 loan to open up a panel business. I think that would be great because one, the industry, what's coming. So And I actually know that someone did that, and he flipped up from a $60,000 a year job to a $7 million business in 3 years. But he knew the panel business because the thing with the panel business was, like, I'm in the building and let's say there's some panels in here. You know how much it's going to cost to pull these panels out? So a lot of companies were like, we're not going to pay 7 or 10 or 20 or $30,000 to pull them out. So he got them free. He's like, look, I'll pull them out if you give them to me. And he flipped them. And that's how he started the business. But he knew the business in and out. Flying Cheetah, what's up? What's up, Nisi? The Discover card. Yes, the Discover It card is kind of okay because it gives you cash back, but it does not go up to a $5,000 limit unless you're talking about the Discover It security card. Baruch, what kind of credit should I get for a computer business? You said avoid store cards. What type of computer business? If you're doing service, I would advise you not to get credit. I would advise you to sell as much as possible. You know, depending. What do you mean? What do you mean when you say computer business? Chuck Diesel. So do I need to get that secure credit? Well, Chuck Diesel, what's your credit score? What's your situation? I don't know. SVA, how long after getting a new credit card should you see a score boost? 45 to 60 days, sometimes in 30. It just depends on the bank and how soon they report. Same old LG. Okay, I heard you say cancel your store credit cards. Do those not increase your score or the junk credit? Good question. Store cards do increase your credit, but their functionality is limited. So if you're going to have 5 credit cards, I would say have 2 Visas, 2 MasterCards, and a Discover, or 2 Visas, 2 MasterCards, and American Express, because as your credit profile ages, if you have a bunch of unsecured cash cards, that's just going to be better. Because yeah, you can get a 750 or 800 with a store card, but the utility of the store cards is like not that great, and that goes towards getting a lot of what I call junk debt. You know, you got a card at Macy's. Only thing you can buy is clothes and furniture and cologne. I don't really see the point when you can go ahead and get like a Visa, like this trip. Right now, I'm in London, and I have a Chase Sapphire, and that Chase, you know, and due to the spending for paid traffic and other stuff for starting this business, the plane ticket over here was free, the hotel was free, and I'm just spending money to eat. That's real. So, you know, that's one of the things when you get super credit and you can take advantage of all these deals that literally you could fly 5 or 6 places a year if you have really good credit for free. I'm telling you, like 5 or 6 trips, international, local, whatever. So that's just another benefit of having good credit. Bronzy, go back and watch my videos. Actually, for those of you who want more information about the secured credit cards, it's in this playlist, and I break down all of that. Baruch, don't get a credit card for that business. That's a service business. You can actually make a lot of cash and not even get a credit card for it. So that's how that goes. And where are we with this stream this morning? Because I'm keeping them shorter. Cool. We're right on point. Yes, super credit is awesome. I forgot the number, but you can call the number to boost your credit. But I don't know anything about calling the number and just boosting your credit score. But I do know that you can reallot credit, move stuff around, and reorganize your credit for a quick increase, but it's not going to last. Flying Cheetah, if I have questions about things in the course, where should I ask these questions? You should go to Hustlers Kung Fu Customer Service at gmail.com. And let me just put this in there. Hustlers Customer service, Gmail. Oh, there you go. That is how the dog is shagged. All right. There we go. All right. So in wrapping this up, if you need help, you want additional information, be sure to get the Super Credit Bundle. Buy it today. It is $99. And what you get is all of this delicious information on how to improve your credit. Well, one, how to fix your credit, how to improve your credit once it gets good to great, and disruptive money. It's about your budgeting, setting up budgets, setting up your bank account, because I think your personal finances should be run like a business, which means you wouldn't just have one checking account. You would have 4 to 5, and you would allot your money proportionally. And once you start doing that, you will see amazing gains in your life. So you can go ahead and get this by going under the video, or it will be in the first comment once this video is rendered. All right. Thanks for joining me. I will see you guys tomorrow. So with that, I am out. Be sure to subscribe. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about going to the YouTube space here. It's not that far away. So be sure to subscribe. Be sure to give me your number and then leave a comment after this live stream renders. Thanks for joining me this morning. You have a great day. Can you point them out to me? Can you find these people, them, they? Who are these people? You, when you manage your money, do not spend more money when you make more money. Part of disruptive money is the proper allocation of resources that are there and bringing more resources to the fold. Because see, if once you manage these resources really well in the beginning, then you bring in new resources, you'll start to see the stack. You'll start to see accumulation. It'll be like snow coming down really quick. You'll be like, well, man, let's go out and build a snowman, or let's go out and build a cash man. Because once again, and I'm going to say this, and I will be very repetitive, it's not how much money you make. What if I said for years, manage your money or your money will manage you? If your money is managing you, and let's identify and define money managing you is if you need to do something, but you got to get paid from your job or your business to do that, your money is managing you. Money coming in. See, there's a lot of businesses that you can start online and make livable income and not take out some huge bank loan or get yourself in all kinds of crazy debt, or there's a lot of stuff that you can do, Brad, that you can do. But you must first get the hustler's mindset. You must learn to think differently and open your mind up on a new level and really, really enhance what you're doing, and then enhance what you can bring in. You're not managing your money, your money's managing you. If you have to wait to get paid 2 or 3 times before you could do something because you got to make little payments, or if you're renting stuff from Aaron's Rent to Own or one of these other places, your money is managing you because you simple math and realize that if you save $30 a month for 10 months, it's $300, and that is a very good used washer and dryer set off Craigslist. So if you're paying 30, 40, 50, I don't even know how much it is. It could even be $60 a month for a washer and dryer for all I know, maybe more. If you saved for 3 months, maybe put away $500, $600, that's going to get you a very good washer and dryer set. I'm talking about with bells and whistles and tickles your nipples and stuff when it's done. It's like, come on in here, tickle, tickle, done. If you're doing that stuff, renting TVs, your money's managing you. If you're going to the title pawn place and you've been there several times, your money is managing you. You're not managing your money. Now, I know this is going to sound really, really insane. It is not how much money you make. I know you're Glendon, if I only made more money. Dude, if you don't understand, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working 3 jobs. There is this insipid song talking about I don't have enough money for rent, but I got just enough to get me in the club, so I'm going to go in there until my time is over. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell is this stuff? And it's part of the culture. that you should be happy before you should be responsible. That's the culture. Be happy before you're responsible. And then when you're unhappy because you were irresponsible, you should blame someone else. That's the culture. And that's the problem. It's psychology techniques, mostly psychology, because once again, it is not how much money you make. If you make minimum wage, if you make 100,000, crank up your life very quickly, because one of the things, and this is something I talked about, and this is something that I've rejected, it's like the more money you make, the more money you spend. Who the fuck says you must do that? I live on a very small income. The money that comes in is ridiculously small because I don't have a lot of obligations. And see, one other thing with disruptive money, I'm going to talk to you about retirement in the way that no one else did. Well, you need 1.5 million. You need 2.8 million. How many of you have a grandmother or a grandfather or uncle, someone, someone who's, 70, 80 some, they have a house that's paid for, car they maybe had 20, 30 years to still run, it's in good service, and they're getting like a check about that big, and they're freaking independent, and they're taking care of themselves, and they're retired, and they don't need you or anyone else to help them out. How many of you have people like that? Got a lot of them on one side of the family. There's a bunch of them on one side of the family. The other side of the family, not so much. And these people are not millionaires, and they don't have stacks of cash, and they don't have silver and gold everywhere. What they did was they were responsible before they had fun. I'm going to give you a scenario. Right now, say you are Bob. No. Fuck Bob. No, and all the Bobs out there, I'm just kidding. Say you are Brad. And Brad, you're 36 years old. And Brad, you make 50 grand a year. You have a little education, you have a halfway decent job, and you're living like everyone else. You have the best car you can get with your 50 grand. You're living in the best place you can for your 50 grand. And at the end of the month, there's not a lot left over. You're putting money in your 401k, and, if you do anything extra, you either have to get an extra job, do Uber, sell some stuff on eBay to bring a little extra cash so you can go out and buy a steak dinner for you and your girl, or, take a trip. Because your primary income is not enough. Now, in your mind, Brad, you're going, well, it's not enough money. Nope, that's not it. It's how you spend your money, Brad. That's right, Brad. You were spending your money the fucking wrong way. So what we're going to do is take out the magic erase board, and we're going to erase your fucking life. We're going to just fucking erase all that shit and start from scratch. You still with me? Did I erase you? No. Okay, you're good. So what are we going to do? You now have that same $50,000 a year job, but you have a car that you pay cash for. So poof, that $300 to $800 car note is gone. So that money goes back into Brad's super bat cave stash. All right. So you're like, it's just you and your parrot. So instead of having this 3 to 4 bedroom house and it's just you and this parrot, and you're paying, $1,200 to maybe $2,000 a month on mortgage, some, you like, you know what? It's just me. I'm Brad. I'm the fucking man. I'm gonna get me a duplex. Most duplexes are not in the best neighborhood, but they're not like totally torn down. So you get your duplex, and you're paying maybe 25% less than you're paying on your mortgage. But now you have this other thing over here that's like you can rent out, and now you're only paying $300-400 a month living expenses because someone else is paying the rest because you rent that side out. So let's stop. Hit freeze. Okay, I'm going to freeze your ass. All right, so just on those two adjustments, right? This is disruptive money or smart money. Or there's people who've done this before. This isn't rocket science. You have realized $600 to maybe $1,200 a month back into the bat stash. That's not going into the outgo, I'm trying to be like everyone else stash. So now you've got like $1,200. Wait a minute. And you have an asset that's appreciating that someone else is helping you pay for. And your stress level is like way down. You're like, And then that $50,000 job, you wake up one day, you go there, and they say, Brad, fuck you. We don't need you anymore. You've been a good boy, but we don't need you anymore. And you're like, okay. So you go back home
And you just sit down, and because your stress level is low and your expense level is low, you do something that many people who are in that position, because their expense level is high and their stress level is high, is you think, like, okay, well, but the renter is pretty good, and so I've got like a budgetary shortfall. I need to make like $500 to replace, my income, because that was your portion, electricity and stuff, because your car is paid for. So when you wake up in the morning, it's still going to be there because you don't have a car payment. So you got your car that's paid for, you don't have any debt, and you got someone over there paying half or more of your mortgage. So now you're like, whoa, wait a minute. You have, because the secret Batcave stash, you could live for months or maybe a few years and not actually work. It wouldn't be glorious, but it wouldn't be horrible. So you're still making the same 50. You're still doing that, and you are able to not just survive, but you can thrive. Because see, so since you're Brad, and now you know the secret Hustler University, the Hustler Mindset Project handshake. Since you're Brad and the Hustler Mindset Project handshake, all that shit, and you've been in there, you go out and you enhance that side gig that was only making you $50, $60 a month, because you were taking your time and you were building it right, because it was about disruptive money, managing what you have and bringing more in versus either saving as much as you can or, trying to bowl out and make all this money so you could just like, hey, I just blew $1,500 on a pair of shoes, and then mean shit, because next week I'm getting it back again, because I'm living like. No, you're not that fucking fool. You're Brad. You're the new and improved Brad. You've got a big ass D on your chest for fucking disruptive. So you're doing that, and it's like, so you've had your business for 6 months or maybe a year or so. Then what you do is, since you now no longer have a job, you just like, well, I'll get up and I'll just really push hard on my business. And whoa, what do you know? In a matter of weeks, because it was already started, it was already vetted, it was already validated, you have replaced your $50,000 a year job with business income, and you've cut your fucking work hours in half. That is disruptive money. See, what I realized a long freaking time ago, this chase to be a millionaire, this chase to be a billionaire, is fruitless and stupid. If you create a product that serves millions, you'll become a billionaire. But if you simply go out there chasing billionaire status, boss status, just because you want to be a boss with nothing to fucking offer the world, then you are past boo-boo the fool. You're just damn stupid. And that's this dream and fallacy that many people are chasing. Like, once again, I'll tell you, I've lived off a very small amount of money, but all my furniture is paid for. TV's paid for. This iMac's paid for. The MacBook Pro's paid for. The iPhones, it's all paid for. So there's not this huge, hold on, 10, 9, 8. You don't even get to the full count, because your checking account is a freaking lunch pad. Money doesn't even have time to sit on its ass and chill or smoke a cigarette or drink a cold one, because as soon as it's in there, it's out of there just like that. And that's because your money is managing you versus you managing your money. So there's this new, well, it's not really new. It's something I've done with a few people, and I do a lot of times with a lot of business people, because many folks don't have these accounts set up. But once you set these accounts up and once you follow this plan, you will see more money in your life, regardless of how much money you make. Also, something else I'm doing. The Facebook group is closed. And there's people in there, and they can do whatever the hell they want. So if you opt out of there, you can't come back. No, you can't add your friend. No, Boo Boo the dog can't come. No, it's closed. I'm going to open up a new group. It will not be on Facebook. It will be a paid group. Now, what will be in this paid group, Glendon? Good question, Brad. Glad you asked. It's going to be how to make money. It's going to be about digital disruption, and that's it. And it will be a private group, probably 10, 20 bucks a month. Because one of the things that I realized, and I've, for the folks in the Facebook group, because I told them I wasn't going to share any more stuff because I haven't posted any offers or anything in there because it's just a social group now. That's essentially what it is. That I've been testing them because, like I said, I'm not in town right now. And I went away and I didn't really post nothing this weekend. It was hanging a little different. Many people put out these products and then they come down in price later on. I'm building these products and I'm making them go up in price later on. So you want to get in now. So if you just want that and don't want to be part of the Hustler Mindset Project, the full deal, you should. I'm telling you, you really should. That's cool because I'll make something just for you. And it's like $150. You get in, you have to pay nothing else ever again. However, you're not going to get the other stuff that's going to pop off up in, the Hustler Mindset Project. So just letting you know that up front and up now, because once again, one of the reasons that the message was muddled, and that's on me, I made some mistakes, was I didn't have the clear expectations laid out that I'm laying out now. This is what you get, this is what you pay, and responsible. And then when you're unhappy, proper allocation of resources that are there and bringing more. You're an internet dude in San Francisco, Austin, Texas. People are like, oh, okay. You say it in certain parts of the South, I'm in that dude. So what you mean, tell me, boys, you still don't have no fucking job, huh? Fucking sorry. Or a criminal. I mean, those are the attitudes of people who have not expanded their consciousness, their mindset, nor their intellectual assets. They're just like, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm going to stay. It was good enough for my grandfather. It's good enough for me. It's going to be good enough for my son. He better not try to ever fucking grow, or I kill his ass. I mean, you got people like that because they're afraid that they're going to get left behind. They're afraid that bad things are going to happen. And typically when